How many times must you press a button to beat Super Mario Galaxy? A simple question which sent me on a difficult journey of crazy glitches, changing routes, and massive headaches. There's only one rule: I can't press any of these buttons unless there's no other way to progress. In today's video, we'll go from galaxy to galaxy to hopefully find the definitive amount of inputs required to beat the entire game. The game fades in and we immediately face our first hurdle. We have to press A. The controversial way to avoid this includes touchscreen. In the Nintendo Switch release of Mario Galaxy, you can just tap on the screen to bypass every single line of dialogue, menu, and even pull stars. I made a poll to see if I should allow this feature, and despite the results, I've decided not to incorporate touchscreen. As it's not in the original release, it cuts out around 90% of the total buttons pressed, and it kinda feels like cheating. So instead, we press A 5 times to skip the introduction storybook. We then skip Peach's letter with A before slowly making our way towards the castle. It's also worth noting that unless I say otherwise, we will be avoiding star bits and coins like the plague for a reason I'll explain later. After sitting through 2 epic cutscenes, Mario wakes up on a strange planet with a talking bunny, and we press A 3 times to skip all of their dialogue. Next, we need to catch all 3 bunnies, and the first 2 are easy enough, with us just skipping 4 dialogue boxes. But the final bunny requires us to jump into this pipe to catch them, and then we skip both of their dialogue boxes. After this, a building materializes out of thin air, and the only way to get up to the top is to jump once again. We then meet Rosalina, who has a quick yap sesh, costing us 7 A presses, which is a good time to mention that this game is riddled with dialogue, so the vast majority of our inputs will sadly be because of this. Not all is lost though, as she fortunately gives us the ability to spin, which will be a crucial tool for this run. Spinning can be activated by pressing Y, but luckily you can just shake your controller too, and no one is allowed to complain this time, as this is stated as a valid option in the tutorial for the ability, and this game is basically centered around motion controls, and the Wii's whole gimmick was motion controls. So, sue me. We walk around this Luma to avoid talking to them, use the launch star, and then collect 4 star chips. The final one is sat on this platform that we can't quite get up, so now is the perfect time to introduce mid-air spinning. If you spin whilst in mid-air, Mario will gain quite a bit of height if you're holding A, which we've been holding since we last spoke to Rosalina, and will continue doing in the future every single time we press A. So we just walk off the ledge, spin, and go backwards to land on the platform and collect the final star chip. Now we can use the launch star, skip this Luma's 6 dialogue boxes, use the sling star, and then defeat this giant Goomba and skip another dialogue box with A. To get into this pipe, we once again use mid-air spinning. Inside, there's this Luma that's threatening to talk to us as soon as we land, but thankfully there's a 4-frame window where we can jump and spin away to avoid social interaction. We run away from that evil Luma and release the Grand Star by standing on a couple of panels on the floor. We once again use mid-air spinning to grab the Grand Star. We now enter an after-level breakdown, where the game updates us on our star total, star bit total, coin high score, and new galaxies or map information, all of which need to be skipped with A, which we do 3 times here. The reason we didn't collect any star bits or coins is because this negates those screens ever popping up, which would obviously waste a bunch of inputs if we're not careful. Speaking of wasting inputs, Rosalina decides to lore dump on us, costing us 18 A presses to skip through it all. After that, we get another reoccurring menu, the save screen, which appears every single time you collect a star. We simply select no with A and then walk towards the terrace dome. Once inside, a Luma lectures us on domes and pull stars, costing us 5 inputs. We then press A on the pull star, and then the Luma returns to talk some more, costing us another 3 inputs. We unlock the Good Egg Galaxy, select it, and the Luma continues to speak, costing another 2 inputs. We fly to the galaxy and select the Dino Piranha star. Once landed, we get on top of this railing, walk along it, and then bounce on this Luma to get inside the launch star. From now on, to avoid this video from getting tedious or boring, I'll only mention the important stuff, as sometimes we can just progress without any inputs. Once we land on this planet, we begin to grind for star bits, which we need to unlock a later galaxy. So we just defeat this enemy, use mid-air spinning to get up to this launch star, and then get a few more star bits during the boss fight before dying. We rinse and repeat this a bunch until we get 400 star bits total, in which case we can now defeat the boss. In order to grab the star, we now do a glitch involving a crystal, which gives us just enough height to spin into the star. The clip you're seeing performing this glitch is from Billy Wall, and I will sometimes be using his and other people's footage when there's a particularly tricky section of the game. We press A twice during the breakdown and select no on the save screen. The Luma gives us another lecture, but this time on star bits, costing us 9 inputs. Pull star, good egg, fly, and select the A Snack of Cosmic Proportions star. We first lure this Goomba up to here, and then bounce on them and do a precise crystal float glitch to land all the way at the end. Now we use mid-air spinning to abuse gravity to somehow land on the star. Skip the breakdown with 3 A presses, skip the Luma dialogue with 2 A presses, and then select no. Pull star, good egg, fly, and select the King Caliente's Battle Fleet star. To get over to the boss, we do some pretty cool mid-air spinning to bounce on these guys to get up here, and to get on top of this ship to use the launch star. Once we're at King Caliente, we simply hit the coconut's back and damage boost into the lava to grab the star. Skip the breakdown with 1 A press and select no. Pull star, unlock the Honeyhive Galaxy, select it, fly, and then select B Mario takes flight. Bounce on this B to get up to here, grab the B suit and press A to skip this pop-up, and as we're holding A, B Mario will continuously fly. So we use that to get up to this ledge, bounce on the B, and fly over to the launch star. Once we land on this lily pad, we are trapped behind its tiny walls. But luckily, if we keep spinning into the side, the lily pad will slowly but surely rise from the water until it's high enough for us to somehow clip out and fly into the launch star. We talk to this B, costing us 4 A presses, and then use another launch star. Talking to Captain Toad costs us another 4 inputs before we bounce on a Toad to grab the star. Skip the breakdown with 3 A presses, skip through Rosalina's dialogue with 4 A presses, and then select no. We then walk back into the terrace dome, pull star, Honeyhive, fly, and then select the Trouble on the Tower star. We go to the left, get onto this ledge, and then bounce on a Wiggler to ground pound this button with ZL. We then use some mid-air spinning, a side flip with B, and then some more mid-air spinning to get to the top. We once again side flip with B to get into this launch star before precisely bouncing on this piranha plant to get across. Now we use mid-air spinning to bounce on this Wiggler backwards so that we can travel all the way to the boss and skip some unnecessary inputs. Now we just ground pound the boss twice with ZL and jump to grab the star. Skip the breakdown with 1 A press and select no. Pull star, Honeyhive, fly, and select the big bad bugger boom star. Fall off this ledge to land here, skip the B's dialogue with 1 A press, and then make your way towards the boss. Here we just ground pound 3 times with ZL and fly into the star using the B suit. Skip the breakdown with 5 A presses and select no. Use the pull star and unlock the Flip Switch Galaxy. Then select it, fly, and select the Painting the Planet yellow star. This one is really simple. We just walk over all these panels and use mid-air spinning to get across some gaps and grab the star. Skip the breakdown with 4 A presses, skip the Luma's dialogue with 2 A presses, and then select no. Now we move on to our first encounter with Bowser Jr. at his robot reactor. So we pull star, unlock Bowser Jr.'s robot reactor, select it, fly, and select the Mega Legs Moon star. Lure this bullet bill to break this cage, use the launch star, and then skip Bowser Jr.'s 3 dialogue boxes. To get onto Mega Leg, we get hit by a bullet bill to land on its foot, and then make our way up and bait some bullet bills into freeing the Grand Star. We can now just jump to collect it. Skip the breakdown with 4 A presses, skip through Rosalina's dialogue with 9 A presses, and then select no. Now we want to utilize the star bits we got earlier. So we walk over to this hungry Luma, skip through their 3 dialogue boxes, feed them all 400 star bits with ZR, and then skip 2 more dialogue boxes. This will then spawn the Sweet Sweet Galaxy, which we press A to skip the pop-up for. We use the pink launch star and select the Rocky Road star. This level is pretty simple, with us just using mid-air spinning to get across these gaps and avoiding all of the coins that are in precarious places. To get up to the star, we just bounce on some conveniently placed toads and grab it. Skip the breakdown with 2 A presses and select no. Next, we go to the fountain dome, pull star, unlock the Space Junk Galaxy, select it, fly, and select the pull star path star. We immediately use the first pull star with A, and then use 2 more pull stars before doing a cool trick to skip most of the level to land here. Next, we use 2 more pull stars and collect some unavoidable coins along the way. Then we rescue these toads, bounce on 1 to get up here, and then use the sling star. We then die to reset our coins and collect all 5 silver stars using mid-air spinning. The star is unfortunately a bit too high up, so we jump to get it. Skip the breakdown with 3 A presses and select no. Pull star, space junk, fly, and select the Camella's Airship Attack star. We make our way to this ship, spin this Goomba, and bounce on them to make it across. We then grab these green shells by spinning and throw them back at the enemies to drop the bridge. After the sling star, we fight the boss, which is pretty simple with us just throwing green shells back at them. To get the star, we go up this ramp and use mid-air spinning to collect the star. Skip the breakdown with 3 A presses and select no. Use the pull star and unlock the Rolling Green Galaxy. Then select it, fly, and select the Rolling in the Cloud star. Walk up to the ball and skip the sign's 2 dialogue boxes before getting up onto the ledge and using mid-air spinning to bounce onto the sign and then onto the ball. We then skip 3 more dialogue boxes and jump over this ledge and into the hole. Once up here, we bounce on this Goomba to get up onto this ledge and then fall down into this precise place to land in the railing below. We then have to make it through this entire area without collecting any coins or star bits, which is extremely difficult. Once at the end though, we fall into this final hole in a specific position so that we are shot up into the air so that we can spin and get inside the star. Skip the breakdown with 2 A presses, skip Rosalina's dialogue with 3 A presses, and then select no. As we now have a total of 13 stars, Prankster Comets are unlocked. So we go inside the terrace dome, pull star, good egg, fly, and select the Dino Piranha speedrun star. This star is done the exact same way as we did it last time, but just within the 4-minute time frame. So we do the entire level and collect the star with 0 inputs. Skip the breakdown with 1 A press and select no. Next, we leave and enter the fountain dome, pull star, space junk, fly, and select the pull star path speedrun star. This is once again done the exact same way as last time, but we now need to be extra careful to not collect any coins. So we complete the level and get the star with 6 inputs. Skip the breakdown with 3 A presses, skip the Luma's dialogue with 1 A press, and select no. Now we go back into the terrace dome, pull star, Honeyhive, fly, and select the Honeyhive Cosmic Mario Race. Here we race against another Mario, and to do so with minimal button presses, we go to the right, jump onto this fence with B, and then drop down and land on this platform below. below. Next, we use mid-air spinning to get to the star. Skip the breakdown with 1A press and select no. Back in the Fountain Dome, we pull star, unlock the Battlerock Galaxy, select it, fly, and select the Battlerock Barrage star. Here we mid-air spin to get between these discs and get all 5 star chips. Use the pull star with A to use the launch star, then we die, which allows this enemy to walk up to here, and then use mid-air spinning to get onto this bouncy thing and abuse gravity to get around and onto the blue screw. Now we just avoid all the star bits, and at the end, bait a bullet bill into breaking the star's cage whilst we're on it, making us fall into the star. Skip the breakdown with 1A press and select no. Pull star, Battlerock fly, and select the breaking into the Battlerock star. We juggle some bombs to progress through this level, and then talk to this Luma, costing us 3 A presses. After that, we use 2 pull stars in this section to get to the launch star, and then damage boost and spin to get into this pipe. Then we die to get more health and reset coins, blow up the cage, and then damage boost up. Then we fire the cannon with A, free the Luma, and use the launch star. Next, we just bring a bomb all the way up to the cage, blow it up, and fire the cannon with A to get the star. Skip the breakdown with 3 A presses and select no. Pull star, Battlerock fly, and select the top maniac and the Topman tribe star. We immediately do a backflip jump with ZL and B to get onto the other side, and then press A to use a pull star to fling us up and around to this sling star. After a little while, we talk to this Luma, costing us 2 A presses, and use the launch star. Next, we do a bunch of mid-air spinning to progress through the level until we're at the boss. In order to get on top of the boss, we damage boost into this electricity surrounding the area, and then use the invincibility frames to spin onto the wall and bounce onto the small yellow enemies. From now on, we continuously bounce on the boss and these small yellow enemies until the boss is eventually defeated. As we're still in the air from bouncing, we can simply spin to get to the star. Skip the breakdown with 1A press and select no. Use the pull star, unlock Hurry Galaxy, select it, fly, and select the shrinking satellite star. This star is extremely easy. We just avoid the star bits, use the launch star, and collect all the music notes before falling into the star. Skip the breakdown with 2A presses and select no. Now the Prankster Comet for Battlerock is available. So we pull star, Battlerock, fly, and select the top maniac's Daredevil run star. We basically defeat this boss the exact same way as last time, but as we can't damage boost to get on top, we instead jump to initiate the bouncing marathon to defeat the boss and get the star. Skip the breakdown with A and select no. We're now ready to take on Bowser for the first time. So we use the pull star, unlock Bowser's star reactor, select it, fly, and select the fiery stronghold star. Here we use some mid-air spinning to make our way up and take advantage of some weird fences to stand on the outside and mid-air spin. Once near the top, Bowser will shoot fireballs down, causing the floor to collapse. Here we have to perform multiple mid-air spins to get up the falling ground before it disappears, which is pretty tricky to do. Eventually we make it to the top where Bowser shouts at us, costing 3 A presses. We now fight Bowser, which is pretty easy if you spin his tail and make him dive into the lava. After spinning him multiple times, he is defeated and shouts at us a bit more, costing us another 3 A presses. Unfortunately, the only way to grab the Grand Star is to jump with B. Skip the breakdown with 4 A presses, skip Rosalina's dialogue with another 5 A presses before selecting no. Getting up towards the kitchen dome is pretty tricky, but mid-air spinning makes it barely possible. Once inside, we pull star, unlock the Beach Ball Galaxy, select it, fly, and select the Sunken Treasure star. We walk up to here, mid-air spin off this tree, and then do a shore launch. I'm not exactly sure how shore launches work, but you basically want to spin when Mario's head is in the ground underwater, which causes him to fly upwards into the air. Once we launch up to the top, we can free the star by spinning and do another shore launch to land into it. Skip the breakdown with 6 A presses, skip the Lumus dialogue with 2 A presses, and then select no. Pull star, beach ball, fly, and select the passing the swim test star. This one is really simple. We just talk to this penguin, costing us 3 A presses, swim down and collect this gold shell by spinning, go back up and show the penguin, and then skip 3 more dialogue boxes. This then spawns the star, so we mid-air spin to get on top of the penguin so that we can bounce and spin towards the star. Skip the breakdown with 2 A presses and select no. Pull star, beach ball, fly, and select the undersea cavern star. For this, we swim down, grab a green shell, and spin to throw it into this wall. Once inside, we get damaged by this back to get up to here, before mid-air spinning and ground pounding with ZL. After using the launch star, we make our way through this platforming section using mid-air spinning and hiding inside the Tox box's mouths. At the end, we break the star free and use mid-air spinning to grab it. Skip the breakdown with 1 A press and select no. Pull star, beach ball, fly, and select the wall kicking up waterfall star. We swim down and grab a green shell, throw it at this chest, and then use the launch star. Bait this cataquack into walking over here and launching you up into this coin with a question mark, which then spawns an ice flower. We fall into it and skip the pop-up with A. We now do an extremely complicated line of tricks, which I wouldn't even attempt to explain, as it's just better to see. Just before we get to the top, we do a mega side flip with B to get up. Once here, we get another ice flower and bait another cataquack into launching us up into the star. Skip the breakdown with 1 A press and select no. Pull star, beach ball, fly, and select the fast foes on the cyclone star. We get the star the exact same way as last time, but this time the Tox boxes move slightly faster, but it's a pretty free star anyway. Skip the breakdown with 1 A press and select no. Use the pull star, unlock the Ghostly Galaxy, select it, fly, and select the Luigi in the Haunted Mansion star. After making our way towards the mansion, we lure this boo into the light to get a key, collect all the star chips to use the launch star, and then do this insane mid-air spin trick to grab another the key. After this, we jump to grab this coin with a question mark, which spawns the Boo mushroom, and once we touch it, we press A to skip the pop-up. We now just make our way to this left room while avoiding these coins, and go into this light to turn back into Mario, land on this springboard, and make it over this bookshelf. We now meet Luigi and skip through his 2 dialogue boxes before bouncing on his head and collecting the star. Skip the breakdown with 2 A presses, skip through Rosalina's dialogue with 4 A presses, and then select No. Make your way back up to the kitchen dome and use the pull star, select Ghostly, Fly, and select a very spooky sprint star. We won't actually be doing this star, but instead doing the secret star in this level. So we instead spin this rock to reveal a launch star, and then follow the path across by using mid-air spinning to cross any obstacles or gaps. Once here, we have to quickly get up to the top before the ground beneath us disappears, but thankfully it's only just possible with the use of mid-air spinning. We now just walk into the star. Skip the breakdown with 1 A press and select No. Use the pull star, unlock the Bubble Breeze Galaxy, select it, fly, and select the Through the Poison Swamp star. We spin to get across these islands, avoid this sign as it'll speak to you if we're too close, and then get into the bubble using mid-air spinning. As we're holding A, our cursor will continuously be blowing air to push our bubble, which makes this level much harder as we have to avoid these spikes and a bunch of coins. But eventually we make it all the way to the end by blowing the bubble into the star. Skip the breakdown with 4 A presses and select No. It's now time to face Bowser Jr. once again at his Airship Armada. We use the pull star, unlock Bowser Jr.'s Airship Armada, select it, fly, and select the Sinking the Airship star. We bounce on a few Octoomba's heads and fire this cannon with A in this precise location. We can now bounce on this Wiggler to get across and avoid all of these bombs on the moving platform. At the end, we use the Sling Star to begin the fight with Bowser Jr. after he talks, costing us 2 A presses. The fight is pretty simple as we can just use these green shells to fire them at his ship. Once he's defeated, we mid-air spin to get up to here, spin a box to reveal a hidden Goomba, and then spin them off before bouncing on their head to land on the Grand Star. Skip the breakdown with 4 A presses, skip Rosalina's dialogue with 4 more A presses, and then select No. We make our way back up to the kitchen dome, use the pull star, unlock the Buoy base Galaxy, select it, fly, and then select the Floating Fortress star. Swim down, get this missile to blow this up, and then do a shore launch to land all the way up here. We now precariously maneuver around to get all 5 star chips before using a pull star with A at the top. Damage boost on the laser to get on top, and then spin to turn the screw. We can now just swim down and grab the star. Skip the breakdown with 2 A presses and select No. Pull star, Buoy base, fly, and select the secret of Buoy base star. We once again swim down and bait this missile, but this time into blowing up this cage with a pipe. We go inside, use mid-air spinning to get across, and then bait a bullet bill into blowing up this cage with the star. We then press B to jump into it. Skip the breakdown with 4 A presses, skip Rosalina's dialogue with 2 A presses, and then select No. We can now go into the bedroom dome, skip some dialogue, use the pull star, unlock the Gusty Galaxy, select it, fly, and then select the bunnies in the wild star. We immediately do a crystal glitch to gain some height, bounce on this Goomba, and then bounce on this rabbit in order to have just enough height to spin and grab a flower. We then make our way over to here, mid-air spin off this stone to kill this purple piranha plant, and then use the launch star. We now talk to this bunny with 1 A press and begin to chase it. Eventually we catch it, press A to skip the dialogue, and then grab the star. Skip the breakdown with 1 A press and select No. Pull star, unlock the Freezeflame Galaxy, select it, fly, and select the Frozen Peak of Baron Burr star. Skip the penguin's 2 dialogue boxes and use the launch star, bounce on the Goomba to get up to here, and then use mid-air spinning to get up to here. Star bits are unfortunately unavoidable in this level, so ignore that. We then bounce on these 2 Goombas to unlock the Sling Star and use it. This part is pretty annoying as we need to get this ice flower and then jump 4 different times to get across to this Sling Star, and then use some weird mid-air spinning to get up to here. Now we can just do a shore launch to get to the boss, spin them 3 times to spawn the star, and then do another shore launch to grab it. Skip the breakdown with 2 A presses and select No. Pull star, freeze flame, fly, and select the Freeze Flame's Blistering Core star. Once in this section, we grab the extra life mushroom and press A to skip the pop-up, and then do this insane damage boosting to get all the way to the end. Now we just grab the fire flower, skip its pop-up with A, and then do some fireball mid-air stalling to light both of the torches and grab the star. Skip the breakdown with 1 A press and select No. Pull star, freeze flame, fly, and select the Frosty Cosmic Mario Race star. This one is pretty simple, as we can just get to the end by using mid-air spinning to get across gaps, to change gravity, and to collect the star. Skip the breakdown with 1 A press and select No. Pull star, freeze flame, fly, and select the Hot and Cold Collide star. Get over to and use the launch star, light the torches and use this launch star, and once again use mid-air spinning to collect an ice flower and get through this section and grab the star. Skip the breakdown with 1 A press and select No. Pull star, freeze flame, fly, and select the Conquering the Summit star. Once again, skip this penguin's 2 dialogue boxes, use the launch star, and then make your way towards the Sling Star, drop down and spin up this slope and use mid-air spinning to get on top to use the Sling Star. We can now collect a fire flower and use fireball mid-air stalling to get up to here. We next have to do a side flip with B and then wall jump with B before spinning to get up to the top, and mid-air spinning is all we need to get up to the star. Skip the breakdown with 1 A press and select No. Next up is our second encounter with Bowser at his Dark Matter plant. So we use the pull star, unlock Bowser's Dark Matter plant, select it, fly, and then select the Darkness on the Horizon star. We get through this section using mid-air spinning, and here we bounce on a Goomba to get onto this pole, and then press B to jump off of it. We make our way across these platforms without jumping, and collect some unavoidable coins along the way. Once here, we can die to reset our coins, and use mid-air spinning to get up the steps. Bowser shouts at us, costing 2 A presses before the fight begins. This is pretty much the same story as the last time, with us baiting him into diving into the lava. Once defeated, he shouts at us a bit more, costing another 3 A presses, and then we jump into the Grand Star with B. Skip the breakdown with 5 A presses, skip Rosalina's dialogue with 5 more A presses, and then select no. We now go up towards the engine dome, use the pull star, unlock the Gold Leaf Galaxy, select it, fly, and then select the star bunnies on the hunt star. We spin up this slope, do a really precise trick to get a B suit on this lily pad, and then collect all 5 star chips. Here we go into first person mode and grab the 3rd pull star with A to sling us up into the launch star. Skip the bunnies dialogue with 1 A press, catch them, skip another bit of dialogue with A, and then somehow get this star by spinning against this tiny ledge. Skip the breakdown with 1 A press and select no. Pull star, gold leaf, fly, and select the Cataquack to the skies star. This one is very simple. We just get hit into the air by this Cataquack to get into the launch star, and then progress through this level like normal and fly with a B suit to get the star. Skip the breakdown with 3 A presses and select no. Pull star, gold leaf, fly, and select the when it rains, it pours star. We use the B suit to fly all the way up using some clouds along the way. At the end, we ground pound this stone with ZL and go up the vine to start the boss fight. We fly up towards the boss and ground pound the glass 3 times to defeat them before flying into the star. Skip the breakdown with 1 A press and select no. Pull star, gold leaf, fly, and select the ball on the big tree star. This is yet another simple start. We just go up this slope, go inside the bubble, and push the bubble into all the music notes and then into the star. Skip the breakdown with 1 A press and select no. Pull star, gold leaf, fly, and select the Cosmic Mario Forest Race star. In this race, we bounce on Cosmic Mario to make our way up, and then jump and spin to cross this gap before bouncing on Cosmic Mario once again to grab the star. Skip the breakdown with 3 A presses, skip the Luma's dialogue with 2 A presses, and then select no. Next, we drop down and enter the bedroom dome, use the pull star, unlock the Honeyhive Galaxy, select it, fly, and then select the Scaling the Sticky Walled star. This one is pretty easy. We just grab the B suit and fly our way across these sticky walls and eventually get to the star at the end. Skip the breakdown with 2 A presses and select no. We then go all the way back up to the engine room, use the pull star, unlock the Sea Slide Galaxy, select it, fly, and then select the Going After Guppy star. We swim down, talk to Guppy costing us 3 A presses, and then just swim through all the rings with the help of a shell. Now we can just bounce on Captain Toad to grab the star. Skip the breakdown with 1 A press and select no. Pull star, Sea Slide, fly, and select the Faster Than a Speeding Penguin star. Swim over to this penguin, skip their 3 dialogue boxes, and then come first in the race, which is pretty easy with the use of a shell and going through the speed rings. Once we've won, skip another dialogue box with A and bounce on this penguin to grab the star. Skip the breakdown with 3 A presses and select no. Pull star, Sea Slide, fly, and select the Underwater Cosmic Mario Race star. For this, we once again swim over to here, use mid-air spinning to get up, and then mid-air spin to grab the star. Skip the breakdown with 2 A presses and select no. Pull star, Sea Slide, fly, and select the Silver Stars of Sea Slide star. Swim over here, get a B suit, and shoot the cannon with A. Once here, we can fly over to the first Silver Star, and then fly over to the launch star. We then get the next 3 Silver Stars with the help of the B suit, and then activate this water stream, go inside it, and damage boost to get over this wall. We then jump with B to get the final Silver Star, and use the launch star to get back. We now just bounce on these guys to grab the star. Skip the breakdown with 1 A press and select no. Pull star, Sea Slide, fly, and select the Hurry He's Hungry star. We collect 40 star bits while swimming over to here, talk to the Hungry Luma costing 3 A presses, feed them with ZR, and skip 2 more dialogue boxes with A. Once the planet is born, skip the pop-up, and then shoot the cannon towards it with A. We now collect all of the music notes, which is quite tricky as the platforms disappear. Once we got them all though, we simply fall into the star. Skip the breakdown with 1 A press and select no. We're now ready for our final showdown with Bowser Jr. at his lava reactor. So we use the pull star, unlock Bowser Jr.'s lava reactor, select it, fly, and then select the King Caliente's Spicy Return star. In this first section, we can use mid-air spinning to get across the gaps and bait a Bullet Bill into breaking this cage before using the launch star. Now we hit back these coconuts, use the launch star, and skip Bowser Jr.'s 2 dialogue boxes with A. The boss fight is actually quite tricky as the platforms are continuously sinking into the lava. But if we keep moving, we can hit back the coconuts and defeat the boss. Once defeated, we damage boost into the lava and land on the Grand Star. Skip the breakdown with 4 A presses, skip Rosalina's dialogue with 3 A presses, and then select no. We are now in the final stretch of the game and only need 8 more stars to meet the 60 star threshold. So we make our way all the way up to the Garden Dome, use the pull star, unlock the Deep Dark Galaxy, select it, fly, and then select the Underground Ghost Ship star. We first walk forward and shore launch up to here, drop down, and then swim towards the Ghost Ship. We can mid-air spin to get up to begin the boss fight. We once again throw some green shells at the boss, but once they move up to here, we get up onto this ledge using a green shell, and then do a precise trick to damage boost up to here. We now defeat the boss. To grab the star, we damage boost once again. Skip the breakdown with 1 A press and select no. Pull star, Deep Dark, fly, and select the Bubble Blast Off star. We walk through here, do a shore launch, and then get into inside a bubble. Once here, we damage boost onto these tree stumps and ground pound 3 times with ZL, grab some coins to regain health, and get inside another bubble. Now we can damage boost to get onto here, and ground pound 3 times with ZL to grow this watermelon. As we're midair from being damaged, we just spin into the star. Skip the breakdown with 2 A presses and select no. Pull star, deep dark fly, and select the ghost ship daredevil run star. This is pretty much the same fight as last time, but instead of damage boosting up, we have to do an even more complicated trick. Once the boss is defeated, we jump into the star. Skip the breakdown with 1 A press and select no. Pull star, deep dark fly, and select the Guppy and the underground lake star. Go left, swim down, and talk to Guppy, costing 2 A presses before swimming through the 8 rings with the help of a shell. Now we just swim into the star. Skip the breakdown with 1 A press and select no. We now use the pull star and momentarily ignore deep dark and instead unlock the Melty Molten Galaxy, select it, fly, and then select the sinking lava spire star. We can get up this volcano by spinning and use a launch star, and we now go into first person and use a pull star, float around the lava, and then use another pull star to get over to the launch star. We now collect all 5 star trips and then launch star over to the final section. This part is extremely difficult as the lava is continuously rising, but we can use mid-air spinning and a crystal float glitch to get all the way up to the top and collect the star. Skip the breakdown with 1 A press and select no. Pull star, Melty Molten, fly, and select the through the meteor storm star. Bait this enemy into lighting these torches, mid-air spin to get past these thwomps, and then do this weird glitch to get past this wall. Here we jump and spin to get across and then use the launch star. We then bait this bullet bill into breaking this cage and use the launch star, and we are now onto another ball rolling section. So we make our way on top and make our way over to the end. Unfortunately, coins are unavoidable in this section, so we just go to the end and spin into the star. Skip the breakdown with 5 A presses and select no. Pull star, deep dark, fly, and select the boo in a box star. We swim down to the bottom, grab a green shell, and throw it into these bombs before using the launch star. In this room, we do some crazy shenanigans to get up and flip the arrow, ground pound this bounce pad, flip the arrow twice more, break this crystal, lure the ghost into the light, damage boost onto the bounce pad, ground pound it, and flip the arrow one last time before standing on it. We can now just walk off and spin into the star. Skip the breakdown with 1 A press and select no. For our 60th and final star, we use the pull star, Melty Molten, fly, and select the lava spire daredevil run star, which we do the exact same way as last time and mid-air spin to collect the star. Skip the breakdown with 3 A presses, select no, and then skip Rosalina's dialogue with 3 more A presses before the Comet Observatory is sent to the center of the universe. We first select the Fate of the Universe star and immediately abuse some gravity to progress through the level. The first couple sections are pretty easy, but in this part we need to side flip onto the wall and then wall jump off and spin to get up. And straight after this we jump once again and damage boost to get up to here. It's worth noting that we are now free to collect as many coins and star bits as we want, as there is no breakdown after this. After making our way through this pretty tricky final section, we're faced with Bowser Jr., who shouts at us costing 1 A press. We make our way up these falling stairs with mid-air spinning and talk to Bowser one last time, costing us 6 A presses. Now that we can collect coins, intentionally taking damage is way less punishing, and makes this boss fight quite easy. We just lure Bowser into the lava and spin into him a bunch. Once defeated, the final Grand Star spawns, and all that's left to do is to jump. There you have it, Super Mario Galaxy beaten with only 732 button presses. In case you're curious, if we allowed touchscreen, that total would have been closer to 60 inputs, which is insane. This video literally wouldn't have been possible without the help of the Super Mario Galaxy ABC Discord and its many members that have contributed to optimizing the game. I also want to especially thank Billy War, Purple Sun, and Nim for allowing me to use their footage in this video, and you can check out them and the Discord in the description below. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe, comment down below which game I should do next, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!